Good morning, everyone. Thank you for assisting. My name is Gerardo Grise. I'm QA lead here at Nolte, and I'm going to talk about one of the topics that I'm most passionate about, the QA. No, I'm kidding. QA is boring even for testers. I'm going to talk about artificial intelligence and how is it tested. So the contents of this presentation, it's a brief history of the artificial intelligence, classification of AI algorithms, how to test AI, and finally, a reflection on our interaction with AI. So, how it all began. Alan Turing, through his work The Theory of Computation, stated that a machine, by shuffling symbols as simple as zeros and ones, could simulate any conceivable mathematical deduction. But what does this really mean? It means that no matter how long a string of one and zeros could be, by shuffling the right combination, it's going to solve any problem. And it doesn't matter how big or how many or how much time would it take to reach the desired result. So Turing became notorious in his field thanks to the work he developed for deciphering codes intercepted by British intelligence from German communications during the World War II. And everything happened because a happy accident when they discover that if they give the correct input data to the program, it's going to learn from pre-established patterns and then reach the outcome more easily. And that's how, my dear developers, how the programming started. So time passed, and as the technologies evolved and the computing became more complex, eventually the artificial intelligence popped up, in part because of the imagination of several authors that predicted the future, like the Supersonic family or the Back to the Future trilogy. And in the other hand, because of the ambition of the human to create machines that would make our lives easier. But in terms of development, the concept is really simple, is to program a neural network that if you give multiple sources of entrance on a controlled environment, with each iteration of the code is going to learn shortcuts and create new relations between variables to be more efficient. And that's how just the human brain works. So time still passed, and now artificial intelligence has a lot of branches and a lot of professionals that are devoted to most of these ways to make human life easier. But for time's sake, we're going to talk about the classification, the original classification of the artificial intelligence algorithms, which are learning, planning, problem solving, and speech recognition algorithms. So before we continue, I have a riddle. A drunk guy on a bar once said, if yesterday were tomorrow, today would be Friday. On which weekday did the drunk guy say this? Take a moment to understand the question. And, well, I'm going to continue. The learning algorithms. Today, we are surrounded by algorithms that learns from us on a daily basis. We all know, we all are exposed to that because most of the applications and tools that we use every day with our computers have learning algorithms running in the backend. And based on our interaction with search engines, such social media, etc., we are suggested posts to read, blogs, uh, people to follow, vacation plans. It may sound like nothing new now, but these algorithms are like super complex, and every day they analyze terabytes of information in order to give us what we see in our devices. On a side note, the learning algorithms are now so common that artificial intelligence has degraded them, but still part of the neural network programming. On the other hand, we have the planning algorithms. Please look at this image because it still amazes me. There are on an average 102,000 average flights per day in the world. So thank you to planning algorithms. All of this data, it's managed by thousands of computers that plan the best routes and analyze wind speeds, conditions of the weather, everything in order to have these thousands of flights made safely to its destination. Also, neural programming networks. And also, we have the problem-solving algorithms. For example, we can think about how maps work every day. They are decisions based on time, based on distance, based on transit, based on hazards, based on weather. So these multiple entrants give the program the best solution to get from point A to point B. And my favorite, the speech recognition algorithms. I actually, the inspiration for this lighting talk, it was this awesome new feature in Google Sheets that we can have an Excel sheet that you enter a word in a language, and you specify which language do you want to translate it. So this is like the basic things that we deal with every day, but also there are awesome new applications that they have instant recognition of written languages. And lately, these apps that recognize spoken language, that you say something to your phone and they translate it instantly. So this is super amazing. But the 60,000 question, how to test artificial intelligence. So are you ready for this? By being human. It's the only way to do it. Because, for example, learning algorithms. We every day we see that when we upload a picture in Facebook, for example, this pattern recognition algorithms is gonna tell us who is going to be tagged. But you can see here that this little pumpkin in the background, it's being tagged, and there is no way that a machine uh, gonna solve this. The only way to test it is that a human that with the knowledge, it's going to recognize that is not a face. Also, for planning algorithms, the human factor is never going to be removed. For example, if there is an emergency, if there's a change of conditions, the people in the control towers or the pilots or the cabin crew, whatever, it's never going to be uh, erased from the equation of in these algorithms. And my favorite part in the speech recognition, back to our friend Alan Turing, stated the first uh, way to test artificial intelligence. And the concept is very simple. We have the person A, who is an evaluator, the person B, that it's another human, and C, that it's a computer. So the evaluator, it doesn't know who's talking with, and the Turing test says that if you talk to a human and to a computer and you don't see the the difference, then this computer is intelligent enough to be considered like human-like speak. So going back to our riddle, do you have an answer from groups of three and discuss? No, I'm just kidding. There's no time. But yeah, for today, there is not existing computer, robot, machine, simulator, device, you name it, that had been able to pass the Turing test whatsoever. Riddles, the use of sarcastic sentences, double sense, empathy, etc., are the forms of communication that any machine hasn't been able to understand or simulate. So today, we have a great number of programs, applications, web pages, robots that have helped humans to get rid of the task that requires physical effort. But we can get rid of all of those tasks that requires a human brain. The empathy, the care about other peers, the care about other life forms, the context that we live in, the perception of the environment, and even subtle things like spirituality or love. So, a reflection on our interaction with AI. It is our job as IT professional to stay true to our human nature, because we work doing this beautiful programming, developing application, etc., that satisfy the needs of our clients. But we have to remain human. According to the ancient philosophy, there are 4 cardinal virtues inherited to every human: the prudence, the courage, the temperance, and the justice. So let's all be testers of the machines that we interact with in our daily base, with the human values that we possess for technology and for everything that surrounds us. Thank you very much, and stay tuned for our following Nolte Lighting talks. It's an endless world. IT is an endless world of possibilities. And the answer is Wednesday, by the way. Thank you.